We've all seen them in the movies. Characters who can move faster than a speeding bullet, regenerate lost limbs in seconds, or shoot devastating plasma blasts from their bare hands. We sit in movie theaters munching on popcorn, fully aware that what we're watching is nothing more than CGI and science fiction. But what if I told you that Avengers-level superpowers aren't just a product of Hollywood imagination? What if I told you they actually exist right now on this very planet? No, they aren't wearing capes and they don't live in comic books. They are hiding in plain sight within the animal kingdom. Millions of years of brutal evolution have forced some creatures to develop biological mechanisms that completely defy the laws of physics and human understanding. Today, we are looking at 5 real-life animals that possess actual, mind-blowing superpowers. From a microscopic monster that can literally survive the freezing vacuum of outer space, to a tiny shrimp that strikes its prey with the literal temperature of the sun, make sure you watch until the very end, because the creature at number 1 defies the very definition of life itself. Let's dive in. Our first hero, or perhaps villain, lives in the shallow waters of tropical oceans. Meet the pistol shrimp. Looking at it, it seems completely harmless. It's barely 2 inches long, fragile, and often hides in the sand. But it possesses a biological weapon so powerful, it puts military technology to shame. The pistol shrimp doesn't bite and it doesn't sting. Instead, it shoots literal plasma. Here is how it works. The shrimp has 1 normal claw and 1 giant, oversized claw. When a target like a small fish or a crab walks by, the shrimp cocks its giant claw open, like the hammer of a gun. When it snaps it shut, it happens so fast, in less than a millisecond, that the human eye can't even register the movement. This rapid snap forces water out at an extreme speed of over 60 miles per hour. This massive speed causes the water pressure to drop instantly, creating a tiny pocket of vacuum known as a cavitation bubble. Now, you might think it's just a bubble, what's the big deal? But here's the physics-defying part. When that bubble collapses under the pressure of the surrounding ocean, it releases a shockwave louder than a jet engine, registering at over 210 decibels. This shockwave instantly knocks out or shatters the shell of its prey. But scientists discovered something even more terrifying when they put this shrimp in a lab. For a split microsecond during the bubble's collapse, the temperature inside that tiny pocket of air reaches nearly 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that into perspective, that is almost as hot as the surface of the sun. The intense heat and pressure literally create a flash of light, a phenomenon called sonoluminescence. Imagine being a fish, just swimming along, and suddenly you are struck by a tiny underwater creature wielding the power of solar temperatures. That is human superhero fiction, turned into terrifying biological reality. For our second creature, we leave the ocean and travel to the dense, misty rainforests of Australia. Meet the lyrebird. If the pistol shrimp is the master of destruction, the lyrebird is the ultimate master of deception. It possesses the superpower of auditory shifting. In the world of comic books, characters like Mystique can change their appearance to look like anyone. The lyrebird does the exact same thing, but with sound. While most birds have a simple vocal organ, the lyrebird possesses a structure called a syrinx, which is equipped with an incredibly complex matrix of muscles. This allows the bird to mimic almost any sound it hears in its environment, with 100% perfect, flawless accuracy. In the wild, male lyrebirds use this talent to create a massive, beautiful symphony of other bird songs to impress females. They can mimic the calls of dozens of different bird species all in one breath. But things take a bizarre turn when humans enter the picture. If you were to walk through an Australian forest today, you might suddenly hear a chainsaw cutting down a tree, a camera shutter clicking repeatedly, a car alarm blaring, or even a construction worker's whistle. Your brain would tell you that humans are nearby, but when you look through the bushes, you won't find any people. You will just see one single lyrebird perfectly recreating the sounds of human civilization. During one famous study at an Australian zoo, a lyrebird lived near a construction site. Decades later, long after the construction was over, the bird was still perfectly mimicking the sounds of drills, hammers, and trucks. They have even been recorded mimicking the sound of a human baby crying so perfectly that it fooled local residents into calling emergencies. It doesn't just copy sounds, it steals them, creating a perfect sonic illusion that can manipulate anything around it. Our third creature looks like a smiling, cartoonish water dragon. It's called the axolotl, a unique amphibian native only to a specific lake complex in Mexico. But behind that incredibly cute, innocent face lies a power that humans have been trying to replicate for centuries: Wolverine's mutant healing factor. When humans get injured, our bodies panic. To prevent us from bleeding to death, our immune system rushes to close the wound, creating thick scar tissue. If a human loses a finger, an arm, or a leg, it is gone forever. Our bodies simply do not know how to rebuild build complex structures. The axolotl, however, completely ignores the rules of medical science. If an axolotl gets its leg bitten off by a predator, it doesn't form a scar. Instead, something miraculous happens at the cellular level. The cells at the site of the wound undergo a process called de-differentiation. They essentially forget what they are and revert back to blank slate stem cells. Within days, a perfect little bud begins to grow. Within weeks, the axolotl completely rebuilds the bone, blood vessels, muscles, nerves, and skin. When the process is finished, the new limb is completely identical to the old one, with absolutely zero evidence of trauma. But it gets crazier. Scientists in laboratories have tested the limits of this creature. They discovered that the axolotl doesn't just regenerate limbs. It can regrow its spinal cord after it has been completely severed. It can regenerate damaged heart tissue. It can even regrow large portions of its own brain without losing any memory or brain function. Right now, medical researchers in top universities across the United States are mapping the axolotl's genome. They believe that if we can unlock the exact genetic switch that tells the axolotl cells to regenerate, we could one day cure human paralysis, heal amputees, and completely revolutionize modern medicine. When humans think about speed in the animal kingdom, the first creature that comes to mind is usually the cheetah. And while the cheetah is undeniably impressive on land, it is absolutely nothing compared to the undisputed king of velocity, the peregrine falcon. This bird is not just an animal. It is the biological equivalent of a military fighter jet. The peregrine falcon's superpower is extreme gravity-defying speed. When it goes hunting, it doesn't chase its prey across the sky. Instead, it flies thousands of feet up into the stratosphere, hovering like a high-altitude bomber. Its eyesight is so sharp, it can spot a pigeon from over a mile away. Once the target is locked, the falcon enters a specialized hunting dive known as a stoop. It tucks its wings tightly against its highly aerodynamic body, shapes its feathers into a perfect teardrop, and drops straight down like a kinetic missile. During this dive, the peregrine falcon reaches speeds of over 240 miles per hour. That is faster than a high-speed bullet train, and faster than a Formula 1 racing car on a straight track. Traveling at 240 miles per hour through the air creates a massive problem: physics. At that velocity, the air pressure hitting the bird's face is so immense that it would literally cause a human's lungs to explode from the inside out. To survive this, the falcon has evolved a brilliant piece of engineering inside its nostrils. They have tiny, cone-shaped, bony structures called tubercles. These cones slow down the rushing air before it enters the respiratory system, allowing the falcon to breathe completely normally while traveling at terminal velocity. When the falcon finally reaches its prey, it doesn't grab it. It strikes the prey with its clenched talons. The sheer kinetic energy of the impact at 240 miles per hour is so violent that it instantly neutralizes the target midair, long before the prey even realizes what hit it. For our final creature, we have to look through the lens of a high-powered microscope. This is the tardigrade, universally known as the water bear. It is barely 1 millimeter long, slow-moving, and looks like a tiny, puffy balloon. But don't let its ridiculous appearance fool you. The tardigrade's superpower is simple: absolute invincibility. If a massive asteroid struck Earth tomorrow, humans would be wiped out. The oceans would boil, and most life would perish. But the tardigrade, they would probably just sleep through it. To survive deadly environments, the tardigrade has a secret state called cryptobiosis. When conditions get tough, it expels 99% of the water from its body, shrinks its 8 legs inside, rolls into a dry little ball called a ton, and completely stops its metabolism. For all intents and purposes, it becomes clinically dead. In this state of suspended animation, the tardigrade enters God mode. Scientists have put these creatures through the ultimate gauntlet of torture to see what could kill them. They froze them to absolute zero the temperature where all molecular motion stops. The tardigrades survived. They heated them up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, well past the boiling point of water. They survived. They exposed them to doses of lethal radiation that would instantly liquefy human organs. They survived. In 2007, scientists took it to the absolute extreme. They put thousands of dehydrated tardigrades into a satellite, blasted them into space, and exposed them to the freezing, airless vacuum of outer space and raw, unfiltered cosmic radiation for 10 full days. When the satellite returned to Earth, scientists added a single drop of water to the tardigrades. Within hours, the tiny creatures rehydrated, woke up, stretched their legs, and simply walked away as if nothing had happened. They are the ultimate survivors, proving that sometimes the smallest packages hold the most indestructible power. 5 incredible creatures. 5. Real-life superpowers. Nature spent hundreds of millions of years engineering these biological marvels, proving to us that reality is often much weirder and much more fascinating than any movie Hollywood could ever dream up. If you could choose one of these superpowers for yourself, which one would it be? Would you take the plasma blast of the pistol shrimp or the absolute invincibility of the tardigrade? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into nature's secrets, make sure to smash that like button, share this video with a friend, and hit subscribe so you never miss another mind-blowing fact. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.